Good morning, dear students of class 8. Welcome to the English online learning class. Today we are going to further continue part 6 of the lesson Jalebis. So the narrator, when he was a fifth year, he was studying in fifth standard, and he tells an incident of his life. He had gone to school with 4 rupees in his pocket to pay the school fees. But as the teacher who collected the fees was absent, so he went back home with 4 rupees in his pocket. But then the coin started talking to him, urging him to spend the money on buying and eating jalebis. He resisted the temptation, but then another suggestion, which was liked by him, was given by an old coin, the oldest one, saying that he can use the fees money for buying jalebis because he would be getting the scholarship money the next day, which he can use for paying his fees. He did not listen to this also, but when he reached home, as the coins had started urging him to spend, he succumbed and he went to the halwai shop. First he bought 1 rupee jalebis, and then, as those days were cheap, one could get lot of jalebis for 1 rupee. Soon his stomach was full and he started distributing the jalebis. But then he liked the idea of distributing the jalebis because he thought he was becoming popular like this. And so he spent the entire 4 rupees on buying and distributing the jalebis. When he reached home, his stomach was full, but then uh, he did not say this to anyone in the house because he was scared. And the other day, when he went to school, the teacher asked for the fees. And unfortunately, he did not get the scholarship money also because it was said it would be given next month. Now he was in a fix. He did not know what to do, and finally he left the school in recess. Now he kept on walking and walking. He was praying to God to help him, and he reached by the rail tracks. And then he sat under the tree and started praying to God, asking him to help him out. And he was pleading his case, trying to tell God that he was very innocent, and he offered the namaz regularly. He also pleaded, asking God to help him this time. Now we will continue part 6 further. After the prayer, I offered namaz, recited 10 surahs, ayat ul kursi, kalma etaya. In fact, everything that I remember. Then I blew over my back saying chew. Then after saying Bismillah, I realized that what they said was only too true. No one can erase what fate has decreed. Forget 4 rupees. There weren't even 4 paisa in my bag. Just a few textbooks and notebooks, one pencil, one sharpener, one ID card my mamu had sent me last ID. I felt like crying as loudly as I could. But then I remembered that the school must have ended and the children must have been on their way home. Tired and defeated, I got up from there and walked to the bazaar and waited for the school bell to ring so that when the children came out, I too would walk home with them as if I had come straight from school. So he calculated the time. Now the school would be over. So he's returned back and then he waited for other children to come. And then he started for home, posing as if he had attended school. I didn't even realize I was standing near the jalebi wala's shop. Suddenly the halwai called out, Kyo bhai, shall I weigh a rupee worth? Don't want jalebis today? So the jalebi wala had recognized him and he said, Will you like to have jalebis today? I felt like saying, I won't eat your jalebis today, but I'd sure like to roast your liver and eat that instead. But I wasn't feeling too well that day, so I simply moved away. So he didn't feel like talking. The next day, I did the same thing. I got dressed and left home and went to the school gate, then turned off to the railway station. Under the same tree, I sat and began to say the same prayers. I repeatedly pleaded, Allah Mia, at least give it to me today. Today is the second day. So, the second day, he could not go to school. He got dressed and he left home. He reached the same tree, which was near the railway station, and he started praying, asking God that please help me out. Then I said, all right, come, let's play a game. I will go from here to that signal. You secretly place 4 rupees under this rock. I will touch the signal and come back. What fun it will be if I pick up the rock and find 4 rupees underneath. So are you ready? I'm going towards the signal 1, 2, 3. So he was playing a game, asking God to put secretly 4 rupees under the rock. I went up to the signal, returned smiling, but I could not find the courage to pick up the rock. What if the coins were not there? But then I thought, what if they were there? Finally, after saying Bismillah, when I lifted the rock, this big hairy worm got up and curling and twisting wriggled towards me. I screamed and ran away and again touched the signal. Then, crawling on my hands and knees, I reached the tree. I tried my best not to let my eyes stray towards the rock, but as I picked up my bag and was about to leave, I had to look once again at the rock. Do you know what I saw there? I saw Mr. Worm coiled out on it comfortably staring at me. So he did not get money as he had requested God. 4 rupees he did not get, but when he lifted the rock, he found the worm. I walked away, thinking tomorrow I will do wazu, wear clean clothes and come here. From morning to noon, I'll keep reading the namaz. If even after that Allah won't give me 4 rupees, I'll be forced to learn how to strike bargains or make deals with him. So this was his planning for the third day. After all, if my Allah does not give me 4 rupees, then who will? That day, when I returned home, apparently from school and actually from the railway station, I was caught. The report of my absence had reached home. It's useless to relate after that. So, what would have happened after that? Definitely, he would have been scolded and even beaten. Well, whatever happened, happened. But up to the seventh or eighth standard, I kept wondering if Allah Mia had sent me 4 rupees that day, what harm could it have possibly caused anyone? So, as he was a child, he was thinking this way. It was only later, when he grew older, he came to the conclusion that if Allah Mia were to provide all for the asking, then man would even today be living in nests like vultures and crows and would not have learned the art of making jalebis. So it is only when in dire necessity, you start thinking of doing new things. Similarly, if Alamia would have helped him that day in putting the coin, he would never have uh, resorted to the right way, which is that one should use the money for what it is meant, not use it in any other purpose. So we stop here. The lesson has a message, but it has been given in a very humorous manner, but the message is very loud and clear. We are going to stop here, and we have already taken up the question answers. Read the lesson and write the point.